It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and we get to watch Juwan Johnson. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Saints and the Buccaneers, and it's all up next.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. All right, just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. And they're led by the #1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
I think when you go back and watch the film for last week, Mike, he just looked indecisive. He didn't look like he was very comfortable operating within this system, and it led to a combination of poor throws and, frankly, a lot of bad decisions. I think he needs to stop just locking in on one guy. Let the offense unfold. Trust what the play caller and the game plan have established. I think if he can just operate the offense and not feel like it's all on his shoulders to create everything, I think it'll allow him to just take a little bit of a deep breath, let the game come to him, and have a lot more success than he did last week.
And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. A gain there of 23 yards. Good for a Buccaneers first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
He will find his man. That's the rookie from Ohio State. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down. Baker gonna hand it to White. And a nice gain there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. He finds Mr. Reliable, Mike Evans. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. They send Godwin in motion. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. A dive and a catch. Incredible. That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up 1st and goal.
And that's what you call being fearless, going over the middle. That's not everybody's cup of tea in this league, Mike. Some guys love to operate outside the numbers, and some guys understand their role is in the middle of the field, and not only to make that catch, but to do it laying out. That's a big-time play to secure that one.
And he's going to be stopped in the backfield. Taken down back at the 3. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Mayfield. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Tampa. His 6th touchdown now for the season. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Bucs will take a 7-0 lead. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a fifth-round selection out of the 2024 draft. From South Carolina by way of Oklahoma, it's Spencer Rattler.
Last week, when you go back and watch and study this tape, Mike, the problem is at the quarterback position, you need to be a difference maker. Last week, they were trying to overcome his poor performance, and you're just not going to be able to do that week in and week out at this level. Your quarterback has to be a driving force. He has to be a productive player within your system, and when you turn the ball over the way he did last week and not really lead to any points or any real sustained success on offense, that is a hard combination if you expect to win. So they're going to need more production, they're going to need more touchdowns, and they're going to need less turnovers. It's asking a lot. It's a big change from last week, but without it, I don't know if they can expect the results to ever change.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. They'll try and run for this with Kamara. And he's going to go backwards yet again. The defense stands up tall one more time, and they force a fourth down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up fourth down.
That's fielded at about the 18. And it'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Buccaneers offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. And there is still a lot to play for. Every game is critical. Teams fighting to claim one of the 7 playoff spots that are up for grabs. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Here comes Otten in motion. On second down, Baker. Get this complete right side to Otten. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Baker to throw. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. Here comes Otten in motion. On first down is Mayfield. Open man, the tight end, Keith. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. He throws right side down the field, and it is brought in. And he will score. Touchdown, Buccaneers. That his second touchdown of the game. This one number 7 on the year. What an opening quarter he is having. Greg, that is 2 touchdown receptions here in the first quarter.
Mike, all this guy has to do is keep this pace up, and he's going to have himself 8 touchdowns. But in all seriousness, if I'm this quarterback, I'm not looking anywhere else until this defense proves they have an answer, because right now, they don't have one.
McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Buccaneers move out on top, 14-0. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game. Take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards for running backs, and he's right there among the best in the league. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the fourth quarter.
Kamara going to get it on the zone read here. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. Rattler now back to throw. To the outside, complete to Johnson.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective. Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard it.
That's on the former first-round pick, Cesar Ruiz. Now Rattler gonna throw. That's complete. It is Foster Moreau. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. It'll be first and goal when we come back. The Bucs have the early lead. We'll have more from Tampa after this. Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. So now they'll pitch it out here. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
You can see the running back. He's waiting patiently for that cutback lane to open, and it just never did. Great job by the defense continuing to string that play out sideways, and they're able to take him down for a loss.
The task a bit tougher as they face second and goal. Throwing is Rattler. Open man, that's the veteran, Cooks. He brings it down to the 5-yard line, but now it is third and goal. Here's Rattler. Trying to reach for the goal line, but he's going to come up just short. Wow, it's going to set up fourth down.
You could tell that this defense was ready for this exact play call. They know that they're going to give their quarterback a chance both through the air and on the ground with his legs. They do a nice job stopping him short of the goal line to force fourth down.
Rupee's kick is good. And the Saints get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
A good return as he takes it across the 30. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs ready to get back to work. They'll come up here first and 10. Here comes Otten in motion. Mayfield to throw it here on first down. Throwing right, it's taken in. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Here comes Otten in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Baker gonna give it to Irving. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. They send a receiver in motion left. He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Now the return. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Pistol give to Kamara. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Looking to throw, Rattler. This one is caught by Moreau. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And that'll be knocked down. It's incomplete, but it might not matter. Let's check on this penalty.
Still 3rd down.
The penalty yardage gets them a little closer, but still tough 3rd down conversion coming up. That is caught. Hooks gets the grab. That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half and good enough for a 1st down.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
1st and 10. To throw, it's Rattler. He's going to tuck it and go. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one. On play action, he'll set up to throw. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
We spend so much time talking about quarterbacks and the special plays that they can make. And, of course, that's a big part of playing quarterback in the NFL. But also, can you avoid the bad plays? Do you know when the fight is over and live to play another down? Don't take that sack. Throw the ball away.
The pressure gets there again, and again he goes down.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. Here comes Otten in motion. Throwing is Mayfield. And he can't hang on through the contact It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. To throw is Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Mayfield to throw. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Kool-Aid McKinstry. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded of the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold their own and be trusted to hold up, you are going to struggle defending these pass-first modern offenses.
Still keeping the legs moving, somehow managing to turn that into a gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Rattler. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. They need the 24-yard line as they come up for third down. He'll look to throw. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this stays a 2-score game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
The Bucs offense ready to take over once more. They'll start with great field position up at their 45. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Just a great individual effort, and when you have a guy that can win his one-on-one matchups, now it becomes less about who's blocking him and how do we block him. Expect the offense to make some adjustments because right now, one-on-one, this defender is going to win every time. Really just been a combination of errors here on this drive. I mean, the sack on 1st down put him in a bad spot. Then the incompletion there trying to gain it back on 2nd, and now they find themselves in a critical 3rd down here, or they're facing a 3-and-out.
So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Saints offense ready to see what they can do. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Saints going to use their 2nd timeout, and they'll stop it just over a minute remaining in this 1st half. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to...
The ball comes out. And fortunately, Saint was able to get on it quick, so they're going to keep the ball.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sacked, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet. This is a spot you just love to be in as a defensive player. I mean, you've got him backed up so far, you're not really fearing any play call, let alone a run. Sit a couple guys back, keep the ball from being thrown over your head. Everybody else track the ball, comes up well short.
Here's their punter now, as he is on to punt for New Orleans. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. They will start it on the ground to run that clock. And a good tackle out wide will hold them to a gain of just 3. So we're at halftime here in Tampa, and the Buccaneers are in the lead. And we get you across the state to Orlando. And check in with the coach. Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
We saw a strong first half out of the former Heisman Trophy winner, Baker Mayfield. He came out of the gate smoking hot with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes to help steer his guys towards this halftime lead.
Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Saints offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. He'll drop to throw. That's into the hands of the veteran Cooks. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. They'll look to throw again. Taken in right side by the tight end Johnson. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Points have certainly been hard to come by in this one today, Mike, but it seems like this drive has been what they've been searching for. A little bit of rhythm, the ability to sustain. Now they got to finish. Now they got to capitalize on these first downs and go finish with 6.
That's catch 3 just on this drive, and it gets his team a first down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now, a whistle. Looks like there was movement on the left side of that offensive line. They'll look to throw. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the...
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Here comes Blake Groupie for this field goal try. This from 30 yards out. Groupie's kick is good. And the Saints cut the lead to 4. It's 10-6.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and Baker Mayfield ready for their next possession. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. That is caught. He got Godwin. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Here comes Otten in motion. On 1st down is Mayfield. They go right back to Godwin. He's got it again. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Pete Werner there to make the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with White. And he's going to bring this one close to a 1st down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. On the ground, it's Irvin. A gain of 11 on that one. It's a 1st down for Tampa Bay.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the 2nd half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. This one is hauled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes! Chris Godwin. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure. And I think that's exactly...
And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, So replay is going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Saints offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Rattler now back to throw. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
A give up the middle with Kamara. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. Here's 3rd and 2. Now Rattler gonna throw. He's got his big target. That's Johnson. And he's gonna have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. Here's Rattler. Quick throw, taken in. They get 15 on that game. It's good for a Saints first down.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. Now he'll run. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Rattler. That is caught downfield. It's Shaheed. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head?
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price. It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Kamara. Here comes Blake Groupie for this field goal try. This about as short as you can get. Groupie's kick is good. And the Saints will cut into that lead.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Man in motion, heading left. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. Down the field, it's Evans. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's White. Down the sideline, past the 40. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
Mayfield to throw it here on 1st down. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Baker to throw. Quick throw here is complete. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. A short one there to Otten.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Bucs add on to their lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
This will be returned from the 6. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Kamara. Nice move, slips a tackle, gets forward for a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Throwing is Rattler. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. And before the snap, there is movement up front. This sequence not going as planned. The task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. To throw, it's Rattler. Shaheed with the catch. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
He'll try and get there on the ground. A gutsy call, but they pay it off. It's a gain of 17.
That's just a big-time play by this quarterback on 4th down. You can see he starts first look cover. Then he goes through his progression. There's nowhere to go with the ball. He can't throw it away, can't take a sack. He quickly decides to turn into a runner, uses his legs to pick up the 1st down, and they're still alive.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Rattler. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Johnson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Right back to Johnson. He's got it again. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th, but they will turn it over on downs. Drive begins with a run by White. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll go again with White. So, right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used by the defense with 1:56 to go. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. And it looks like he's going to have that 1st down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. And they convert on 3rd down. On 1st down, it's White. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. New Orleans, 3rd and final timeout. And they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. On the handoff, it's Irving. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Neutral zone infraction, defense. Automatic 1st down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So a win here for the Buccaneers. And it is a season sweep for them. They defeat their division rivals for the 2nd time this year. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Buccaneers get the win, as we say so long from Tampa.